Yeah, you motherfucker.
Hello everybody, you're on with the B.AND.R Show. This is your host Big Daddy B with my co-host Big Hoss.
Yeah, Big Hoss here.
Now tonight we have a jam-packed broadcast. We have starting our new call-in session during the live broadcast.
You may call in and ask your questions or have comments on our story. Daddy B, what's the number?
That number is 754-200-3171. That number again is 754-200-3171.
And you may call in and ask anything about any of our top stories tonight. And have we got a bundle?
Yes. Now, our first story tonight is actually about Donald Trump. Who would have guessed, right? We would cover a lot of stuff about Donald Trump. But,
feel sorry for all you people who are supporting him. You're just getting a worse politician than we've had in the past.
Okay.
One that starts hiding their money before they get to the White House.
Yes. Now, Donald Trump said he had raised $6 million for U.S. veterans. I don't know if anyone's heard this story yet, but I don't know.
And come to find out, none of the money had been given out in 4 months until news reporters started questioning him about it. And then out of the, what was it again, 4 point?
He said he was raised at least $6 million, but he only raised about $4.5 million.
Okay. And out of the $4.5 million, as of tonight, he'd only given $1.9 million to veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the other $3 million?
Exactly.
Paying off his rally supporters that come to his rallies. That's the only way you get people there.
Donald Trump had this to say about the money he supposedly raised, about $6 million worth. I want you to go ahead and take a listen to this clip.
I have raised a tremendous amount of money for the vets, almost $6 million, and more money is going to come in, I believe, over the next little while, too. But I've raised almost $6 million. All of the money has been paid out, and I'm going to give it to you in a second. In fact, I brought a list just in case that question was asked. But the money has been paid out. I have been thanked by so many veterans groups throughout the United States. One gentleman called me up recently crying that out of the blue he got a check for $100,000. But I have been thanked by so many groups, great veterans groups. And by the way, outside you have a few people, they're picketing. They're sent there by Hillary Clinton, and they're picketing that the money wasn't sent. The money has all been sent. I sent people checks of a lot of money, and I'm going to give you the names right now, which is what you want. And instead of being like, thank you very much, Mr. Trump, or Trump did a good job, everyone's saying, who got it, who got it, who got it? And you make me look very bad.
Donald Trump had that to say, oh, you're making me look bad.
Let's all out there go, ah.
So it goes to show you that we have a very, 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 very corrupt and crooked man here.
It's going to show us that corruption is starting before they get to the White House.
Yes.
And we're worried about Hillary Clinton using her personal email server. Really, folks?
Mm-hmm. That's all America is worried about right now is Hillary Clinton. Oh, she used the personal email server And then Benghazi happens. Really? Okay, that was her own personal email server she had used. Her own personal email. Well, you don't give classified information out to someone's personal email. I'm sorry. That just does not you just don't do that. You expect you're going to give classified information to someone's personal email?
No, it's just the fact that Donald Trump and all of his supporters realize they don't stand a chance against Hillary.
That's what gets me about the whole Hillary thing.
The whole mess.
Well, that's one thing that gets me though is that you don't give out classified information to someone's personal email. You want it kept secret, keep it secret.
And so far, they haven't said she did.
So, good God.
But we have a man here that has just came out that $3 million of the money he raised for the veterans is missing.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So it goes to show you how much corruptness and crookedness there is in Donald Trump. You know, I've got to get on something for a minute. This refugee crisis has gone way too far. Did you have anything else to say about Donald Trump, before I change?
You all are idiots that are voting for him. You really are. You want the country to get better. You're getting a guy that doesn't even... He hides the money before he's getting into the White House. Think what he's going to do when he gets in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
All I pray for is we get a Democratic House and Congress.
That's right.
Now back to you, Daddy.
You know, this whole refugee situation was actually going way too far for me. In Germany and in England, England's prime minister is having to step down from his post because of this refugee situation.
Can we all say bye-bye?
And what's really getting me is I'm going to have an article that ties in to this whole refugee and migrants thing. But, you know, they're letting these people in the country. Germany and England are on eggshells because of this whole thing. You have England coming and getting guns, and their country doesn't even allow guns
on the street.
In the streets, and people are arming them to themselves to the teeth with assault rifles, handguns, whatever you want to have.
Because how many was it that was killed in 1 week? English people, not 10?
10 or 12.
10 or 12 private citizens in England that were shot dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and here's the clincher, because they were Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you out there who don't think this isn't over religion and it's over oil or it's over something else, I'm sorry, this was mentioned in the end times. This is a religious war.
And that's right. Now, let's go ahead and tie this in with my article. Germany recruiting Muslim illegals as police officers. So you're telling me that you're bringing these people in and you're recruiting them as police officers? Are you that desperate? Come on. I mean, this is going a little way too far here. The German state of B.AND.R is recruiting Muslim migrants as police officers, and German citizenship is not even required. It's not even required. They're not requiring German citizenship for recruiting these police officers or migrants. Now, this is from Bavarian Interior Minister Joachim Hermann. I think I got that right. If not, I will try to get that name pronounced correctly. Our experience has shown that employees with foreign roots are more successful at finding a better approach to migrants. I'm optimistic that in this way we can improve our ability to solve crimes and reduce conflict. Well, you're trying to reduce crimes by bringing these Muslim immigrants in that are very radical. Some of them are actually very radical. Mostly all of them are very radical. But you have some that aren't.
And the crime rates in Germany and
are skyrocketing. And so you're going to recruit them as police officers by bringing down the crime rate. It doesn't work that way. I mean, ISIS is growing by the numbers. Radical Islam is growing by the numbers, and it's growing every single day. Every day it grows more and more. And people are just saying, oh, I think we should bring them in and help them because we have to be the world's policemen because we're part of the United Nations and we're part of NATO.
And you know, Daddy B, you were saying that you feel it's the government's doing to bring
I do.
people. No, it isn't.
Why
no,
is it not?
Isn't. It isn't the government.
They're the ones bringing them in this country, but yet
They're
they know they're
no.
doing all this stuff.
Will you let me finish, Daddy B? It's not the government that's bringing them in here. Think of how much the funeral trade has gone up. It's got to be the funeral directors of America and England and Germany that's bringing them in because their trade's skyrocketing.
Oh. See, Because likes to be humorous at times.
Well, it is. They have 10 new funerals in England this week.
Oh.
That's 10.
That's true. But, I don't know, when you take a look at all this and you really ask yourselves, is this actually going on in the world? It is. It's really going on in the world. You have the United States government, and I'm not saying I dislike Obama for this. I'm not saying I hate him, but he's making some poor decisions here on this one. He had pledged to bring in 10,000 new refugees within the next year. This is just within the next year, or even a shorter time span than that.
But we have to make allowances. Obama, yes, is bringing them in, but we're only bringing like 10,000 in. I forget what the number was that England brought in, but it was way over 10,000.
Right, and I know that.
And England,
but
and here's what's bad
we're bringing all these people in, and we already know what's happening in these other countries.
England is a small country.
Right.
There's the difference.
Okay.
I think over here,
we're a bigger country.
you and I have had this discussion. Over here, we believe that probably they're scared of this country.
Well, yes, they are scared.
Scared of this country because we're bigger.
Right.
It's easier to overtake a small country.
Right. I don't know. I just think this is going way too far for me. I think, and the thing is, look, you know, whether or not they're screening them or not, there's been talk that they are, there's been talk that there aren't. For all we know, they can be terrorists. They don't know what they could be. We're not I believe there's not as much screening going on as they say there is. Is the media putting it out there is? Yes, of course they're going to put it out that there's actually screening.
Well, you know, screening works both ways. It keeps them out of our country. It keeps us out of their country.
Well, they need to stay the hell out of our country. Until they can get their shit together, they need to stay out of this country. They need to make a pledge, and they need to sign a piece of paper, which will probably not going to help anyway, but they need to do something stating that they are not part of radical Islam. And
that'll go over.
And they need a pledge that they aren't. And if they could show us about, I don't know, let's give it a year. You show us a year that you're on good standings with America, you can stay in this country. But you have to show us you're in good standing. That means not getting arrested for anything. For anything at all.
Have you heard from that's our old station hound dog?
That's our old station.
And every now and then we get a story that he just can't resist giving his own 2 bits on.
That's right.
He don't like them either. He's all upset because they're bringing in their own dogs, and it's really hard for him.
But
it's all right, Daddy B.
I don't know. This whole thing just gets me. It really does. Do I believe? Yes. This to me. I have another article with some new. We're going to cover some New World Order news for you tonight as well.
His New World Order report.
Some new things.
Aren't we just shivering in our boots?
Some interesting and new